Hey guys, what's up? Killer here. Patch 14.10 came out, and these are my initial thoughts to all the changes. I only knew about 2 to 3 changes going into this, so if you ended up liking this, be sure to like, sub, comment, something about a bell. Have a good day. Now we have the right one. I can't believe that Riot didn't have the notes on the client when it's patch day. 15 days ago. Okay, cool. Anyway, Champion Mastery, don't care. Ranked experience. Wait, experience. Oh. You get 8% more experience in duo lane. Jungle monster XP. 100, 100. Oh, wow. So that's interesting. So here it goes up by 22% on the third. And then 23. Wow. That's crazy. And then at level 8, you're getting a 20% bump because this is level 8 and this is level 8. That's really interesting. Scuttle Crab experience. Oh god, are we playing early game Scuttle again? I'm not ready. 100, 100, So at the third Scuttle is 15% more. 15. Okay. Shared champion kill, 66%. So they give you more XP per kill. Interesting. Gold, kill streak. They flattened it out a bit. So having bounties isn't as terrible until you get to the higher end ones, obviously. CS bounty. So like these first two feel a lot better to give, or these first 4 actually. The first 4 feel better to give to your opponent. CS bounty 50 gold at 300 extra CS per 50. Interesting. And death streaks are down. The boss FFS is gonna thrive. I know they changed a lot about Corki. They removed his passive or something. Plus 30 HP. Okay, just number tweaks. Adjusted range 550, interesting. Corki's an ADC now. This range, which Corki acquires, targeted when attack moving past them. Retimed Corki's basic attacks to launch. Passive. 20% physical and 80% magical to 100% physical and 15 true damage. Wow, that's cool. But at the cost of removing package. Package was too hard to balance for pro play and ranked. So it's like ranked, it did nothing at all because you couldn't coordinate it properly with your team. And then in pro play, it was way too powerful. And if Corki didn't have package in pro play, then he was kind of meh. You would just have to play poke and then wait 8 minutes. Alright, just some number tweaks. A cooldown's down by a second. Giving him a really generous fix on his mana. For this, missile speed increased. Retimed animation, okay. So they made his Q faster, and it better scales with 80 by... Wow, wait, 50% and 20%, okay. I think Corki still might just be the way to go. Because, like, if you just give him the safety of mid, and you give him these types of ratios, 120? Now more consistently damage ticks. Oh, yeah. It always felt like it wasn't dealing damage, actually. You no longer deal more damage than maximum target runs. Okay, so they just fixed it. E, 50% magical, physical. Now it's only physical. Damage up by a bit early, but down later. And the AD ratio is 50% less, but the CD is vastly increased. Or lowered, sorry. And the shred is up by a bit. Time to recharge. Max shred. 4 hits, 1 second. Mana. Oh, so they just swapped the Q mana to the E. Interesting. Okay, last spell of this. Damage. 25, 50, 75. I didn't even know this had a scaling ratio upon rank up. And then 70, 80 flat, and the AP ratio is removed. So they really want him to just build AD items. He still has an AP ratio, but they really want him to just build AD items. Mana's up by a bit. You can only have 4 shots now. Recharge time is vastly increased. Oh my god. Basic attacks on hit against champions reduce the recharge time by 2 to 4 seconds based on crit share. Wow, yeah. They really only want him to build AD and crit. They're trying to, like, force him. They're keeping this little AP ratio not to use, but as just a reminder of what he used to be. Leveling the ability the first time grants 2 ammo. Nice. Ooh, Cho'Gath. Okay, what did they change for my beautiful Godzilla boy? Damage cap against monsters. So I read this and people will probably immediately think, ooh, a jungle buff. But no, this is a top lane buff to help clear void grubs faster and clear enemy camps faster. Because you can hard shove the wave with your Q and go eat an enemy Gromp or a Krug, or just take the void grubs. So this is really cool. Damage cap against monsters. Oh, minions, sorry. It's just removed. Wow, and he can clear the minions faster too. That's really awesome. I saw this on Twitter. Obviously, Cassante buffs are always scary. We're not as scared because we play Gwen. But yeah, just small shield increase and then some small HP adjustments. This does nothing. They want Set Jungle to possibly work, but this doesn't do next to anything. Oh god, what did they do to Skarner? $60, $80, plus 5% HP. Plus 4% bonus. That's really awesome. Less damage on Skarner top when he gets Heartsteel. Mana cost down to 30. That's really bad. That means he doesn't need tier as consistently. Like, he's not forced to start tier. Damage to structures. Why are we buffing? Okay, so we're buffing Skarner top, actually. This had me excited. 1% less damage. But these are just straight laning phase buffs. This does nothing for jungle. Like, why? Percent max HP to monsters. And then they're nerfing the jungle cap damage. So they're trying to force him into top, but like, no one wants him top lane. This is easy Cassante. If you can't pilot Cassante and you want to win top lane, you pick Skarner. Cassante, as crazy as he is when he's strong, he at least takes skill. You have to read his kit and you have to use his abilities in proper order. Skarner, you can press them in any order. There's a correct way to press them in order, but you don't have to, because he's just such a safe top laner. Oh boy. E. Extol's impact. Max damage down. It just doesn't matter, because these really help his laning. And like, if he forces a reset, because he's gonna have infinite Qs, so he can always throw rock. He forces a reset, and then he just one-shots your tower. Gets 3 plates, GG. Cast time reduced. Skarner longer... can't speak. Skarner is no longer unstoppable while winding up Impale. Does that mean you can cancel it now? Because that would be huge. Yasuo's dead, by the way. I'll see what the crit items have in store. Skarner can now Q his other skills while winding up QE still not cast while impaling. Does this mean you can flash? Because it says Q and E. His other skills. Maybe that's just his base kit, but if that means his flash too, then he can just ult flash now. Fix a bug where Mark Dash could not recast during Impale. Trinamir. Now we're going back to 25% crit chance on legendary items. Okay, that's interesting. We're adjusting champions like Trinamir. Oh, so they're just fixing his Fury for the brand new crit items. Oh, they're buffing it. Interesting. Honestly, Trinamir needs it. As much as I hate this character, he has been in such a poor spot since Mythic removal. I saw this on Twitter too. This makes laning phase Viego playable again. That, like, this is a lot of healing, 40%. Okay, let's see what you meant by Yasuo dead. Crit chance multiplier. This is just for the 25% crit chance. Wait, how is Yasuo dead? He still gets crit at the same exact time, and now if he gets excess crit, he has 10% more like damage from this. Yasuo looks completely fine. I'm assuming the same change for Yon. Yes. Yeah, no, these are fine. Like, I don't see why he would be dead. Lethal Tempo is removed. I mean, when you would see mid lane Yasuo's, you would just see Fleet. If anything, Yon is in a tougher spot, but then again, he can still make Conqueror work, he makes Fleet work. Same with Yasuo. I don't think that they're killed. I think that this is just gonna be a playstyle adjustment for the Yasuo and Yon players that still took Lethal Tempo. Corrupting Potion removed. Only Poppy built it. Nothing was lost here. Enchanter items, Dawn Core. Build path, 2 forbidden idols instead of a Vandal Glass mirror. And a blasting one. The mirrors are actually goated. Like, this is a really good item, so I feel like this might be a nerf. I'm not an Enchanter player, so, you know, maybe the Janna players like the 40 AP, or 45. Heal and shield power up by 16%, just added, nice. 20 more AP, bonus mana regen. If you're playing an Enchanter, you basically have infinite mana after your first item anyway. First Light, 3% heal shield power and 5 AP per 100% mana regen to 2% per 10 AP, 100% bonus. Summoner Spell Haste removed. Wait, it provided Summoner Spell Haste? Oh, that's crazy. Oh, and you lose ability hit. Oh, so they're just shifting its power. I saw this on Twitter. This item's still dog. This item is just still dog. Like, why would you not want Moonstone over this? They're finally nerfing this item. I've seen too many mid lane TF players run this. I started seeing Vel'Koz because the Zap does it. It's on the strong side right now. No, it's been overtuned for a month and a half? 2 months? It's reasonably appropriate to enchanters where it's wealth, but too prevalent in solo lanes, yes. Alright, I'm just glad they're touching it. I forgot this was getting removed. This is very sad. Chains was a very underutilized item, and it didn't need to go. It was so good. This was one of the better items in League. Ormog's armor. Ormog's is receiving a hefty simple buff. At 3100, it's the second most expensive tank item in the game. Decided to give it an eye-popping amount of health that stands out to as a premier tank item. We haven't changed Warmog's heart threshold, so it should be easy to activate in your second slot. Could Soraka build this second? Chain was toxic? Chains was awesome. It was also not used for its proper it wasn't used in the proper situations either. People wouldn't buy it when it was really good. The only time you would buy it is like if enemy team had a 20 and 2 Evelyn, then you'd throw chains on her. But like there was so many better situations for this item. Like I forget who talked about it. It was a pro player where you could get this item early in the game, throw it on your laner, and then start building towards like a Frozen Heart if they were AD, right? So you build the Frozen Heart, and then the second you complete the Frozen Heart, you throw it onto a mage. So you just shift what it's reducing. Like this was a very big brain item that like is gonna be missed. Winter up 150, 8% max, 15% bonus mana as HP. Bonus mana. I feel like bonus mana would be better. It's just brush Winter, strict buffs, playing up mana, build synergy, doubting value. Frozen Heart, Rod of Ages, we hope it's... Could Rise build this? Or wait, no. Chat, if you have Seraph's Embrace, can you build another tier item? Or does it not allow you to? Build path, tier, Kindle, Ruby. No? Okay. Only one? That's unfortunate. Because, like, Rise players would be cooking right now. Like, Roa into Seraph's Embrace into Fimbulwinter into Roa. Or, sorry, not Roa. They just said it. Frozen Heart. Like, they would be cooking. I saw this change on Twitter, too. This is really good for tank jungles. Because the reset... Or the recall timer in jungle after full clear is 900 gold. I don't think the shield works on range champs on that item. I think you're right. And I think the reason that it doesn't is because of Rise. Ability haste added, extra HP. Super nice. Oh wait, no, less HP. What? Okay. Sad. Oh, this also loses 150. These are both sad. But I guess... Pinks don't get a lot of ability haste, do they? Unless they go into Frozen Heart, so maybe they enjoy this, actually. Okay, minus 50 HP, plus 20 armor. Okay.
No time like the present.
Grass QJW, thank you for the follow. Adds 30 seconds, the slows up to 70%. So I think they're just trying to make cooldowns on items longer. We saw this last patch with the Juggernaut items, or Bruiser items. Things like Steric's Gauge went up to 90 seconds. So they want these to be stronger. They want these to have high impact, but they don't want them to be up every fight. Because the Steric's Gauge every single fight was so obnoxious, but now it happens every 90 seconds, which means if it's a late game, probably every other fight. Unending Despair, down by 2 seconds. Scion, Volibear, and Shen will love this. I don't know if any other character will. Okay, this one I saw on Twitter. No. I didn't see this change, though. So I'm going to run through these changes, and I'm going to explain to you guys what my idea was. So, 100 less gold for 10 less MR. That is pretty significant, but you like the gold cost so much that this is worth it. Because getting to this item fast is super, super strong. And then Unmake went to just 20% MR, which was super huge. And then they also made the radius bigger, so you don't have to be as close to people to get this off. And then it went to 10 per enemy. Increase your viewers. I use streamviews.org fireworks. Stream. I mean, if that's a botting thing, then like, no. We don't do that. Bots? Okay. Yeah, no, we don't do that. Yeah. It's a spam account. Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of this. Yeah. No, I just banned them. We don't do that. Okay, sorry about that. So, we went through all these changes. My idea, right, was you build your core of Nasher's Riftmaker, you build Abyssal Mask 3rd into like Crypt Bloom or Zanya's, depending on what you needed, and then you build the other one next, right? So you have a significant amount of MR, you have Zanya's armor and the Hourglass effect, and then you use Crypt Bloom as well, and you just melt anyone on the enemy team, but they added this unique effect. So this item is going to be really good on Gwen, but you have to sacrifice Crypt Bloom that game, which really sucks, because that's what my idea was. I didn't think that they would do that. I didn't think they would catch on before I could try it. Kindle Gem, Vest, Rejuve Bead, total cost unchanged, extra regen for 5 armor. It's 12 always. I mean, if they have executes, then this is better because you won't get down to their execute threshold as consistently. It made Black Cleaver unique with armor pen stuff. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. Imagine following and a minute later getting banned. Like, we can't have that. Like that's like weird. Like, promoting like viewbot stuff is like really cringe. It's very cringe. Like, even if like a human was behind there, because like they waited a second, they followed and then they waited a second to message. So, but like, whether it's a bot or a human behind that screen, it's like, that's really cringe trying to promote like viewbot sites. Anyways, let's get back to this. Total cost unchanged. 100 extra HP for 5 armor. I think the HP in this even out. If not, the HP is just better. New 25 MR. That's really awesome. They removed the mana. I feel like any champion that was building Zeke's did not have mana issues. So this is just a straight buff to everyone. Ooh, interesting. Large Rod and the banner plus 150. And then Large Rod plus barrier to 250. Does this mean that the barrier is 100 gold less? Okay, this is just the new Leontries. This is an AP Shaco item. I'm not going to get much into this other than this is going to be really strong on things like Brand and Shaco. This might warp the jungle. Faded Ashes. I was testing this on Gwen, and my clear speed was super crazy. Imp Tome plus 500, 40 AP. Super reasonable, right? Because a Blasting Wand is 45 AP, right? So it's a little bit worse until you read its passive. You deal 7 magic damage for 3 seconds, and then an additional 20 to monsters. So 27 damage a tick. That is another jungle pet. So at the cost of 100 gold, because 40 AP is worth 800 gold. So 100 gold, you have a secondary jungle pet that can build into Leandri's. Like, that's super, super powerful. Like, AP junglers are gonna be eating this patch. You guys will see. No longer a change model, unique load removed. Now it's 12-second CD and always fires with 6 shots. Ratio up. Oh wait, the base damage is up by 15. Ratio is the same. Repeat damage ratio on primary target is to 50. Oh, is this item still bad? These are very nice changes. So like, maybe this item is not bad anymore. Okay, Leandri's Torment. Build Path, Haunting Guys to Blasting Wand, 850. Faded Ashes, down by 50. Okay, yeah, so the Blasting Wand and this just swapped. Wait, does that mean I missed something here? Large Rod, Large Rod. No, okay. Maybe it's... Oh, okay, here it is. It costs 100 gold less. Super awesome. Because this is very expensive. So getting 100 gold less is just super, super nice for this item. Alright, fighter items. Overlord's Bloodmail. I don't need to explain this item. Go watch the boss FFS, because he's probably going to get rank 1 challenger with this. This is just a pure Scion item in Mundo. Mundo too. If you guys want to climb this split, play Mundo and build this in Heartsteel. This is going to be so fun. But what it does is it's just like old Titanic Hydra, but it has way more HP. Or sorry, not way more HP. It converts just way better. Because the build path is pretty nice. You can stack Ruby, Ruby, Sword, Sword if you need it. Ruby, Sword, Ruby. Like, the build path is very nice to get to this. Percent AP of your bonus max AD. Super nice on characters that are going to get 10,000 HP like Scion and Mundo. Gain up to 10% increased AD based on your percent missing health. Max retribution bonus below 30%. Wow, so you're playing Mundo, right? You go down to 30% health. Or like 20%, we'll say. Heartsteel procs spawn all around you. You tap R, and you do auto E. You one-shot their ADC. It's going to be so cool. To play as, not against. So this is going to be vile. Alright, Blade of the Rune King. Damage, AD up by 15, attack speed up by 5, lifesteal up by 2. I'm seeing a lot of buffs. Mist Edge, 12% to 9%. Okay, so you lose 3% for these stats. 96 AD on 3 items, Scion. No Heartsteel. Oh my god. Wait, is that no Heartsteel procs, or no Heartsteel in your inventory? Passive, your next basic attack on hit against champions is empowered and slows by 30%, 15. Every third. Oh, so they reverted it. Ooh, Pantheon's gonna be cooking with this. Maybe we'll play Pantheon again. No Heartsteel in inventory. Oh my god. And then passive monster damage cap to 100. I mean, Viego Jungle might like this, but as we saw earlier... where is he? Oh, we've gone through a lot of items. It's gonna be potentially in the laning, or in lane a bit more. Oh, okay. I'm here for the changes. Welcome. I don't like Heartsteel on Scion. That's a sentence that scares me. Because Heartsteel and Scion are like green eggs and ham. They just go so well together. Black Cleaver. We want Black Cleaver to be a core component. Oh, Lucksheep, can you do me a favor? Look through the viewers real quick. And just make sure there's no, like, bots. Because someone, like, tried promoting bot services earlier. Anyways, 5 to 6% max armor reduction to 30%. That's really awesome. Pantheon really loves this. Yeah, Pantheon might be back. 4 component, 1 key tenant, fighter comeback patterns. Which is 1 factor differential assassins, not only to they want to little. I don't see anything as a unique passive, but maybe they said that on Twitter. Yeah. Yeah, don't shoot them immediately, just like give me the names. Message removed by moderator. Alright, 100 gold cheaper, 5 more armor, but 4% less. Ooh, they killed steel caps, I feel. Like, this was really OP against ranged top laners. It's still gonna be good, but like, wow, 12 to 8 is gonna be a lot. Boots of mobility. It's sad to see it go, but no character is upset about it. Like, this was just like a league boomer item, right? Like, no more building Sunfire and mobility boots and just never having this active, you know? There's just a lot of good memories old league players have with this, and it's gonna be sad to see it go, but this item was a wasted slot in the shop. This did nothing for no one because Boots of Swiftness were just straight up better. Symbiotic Souls. This is what replaces Boots of Mobility. So, total cost 900. 35 MS. Your recall is empowered, so you have Baron recall. After traveling 15 or 150,000 units, upgrade to the souls. You get 10 more mobility, or sorry, movement speed. Recall is still empowered, and then you have 45 out of combat movement speed. This is just really, really good, because this means that things like Leona can take this, and then at the 10-minute mark when Void Grubs are going to respawn, she can empowered recall from her lane after helping her ADC push it. Get back, start moving to the Rift, or the Void Grubs, and the second she left base, her ADC just recalled too, so he's starting to walk back. At that point, you're out of the base, you go for the fight, and you can either walk back to bot, or empowered recall again, get your HP and mana back, and then meet them back there 8 seconds faster. And if this is complete, then it's just better. But I don't think this is supposed to be completed early game. I'm not sure how far this is, but this is definitely a few Summoner's Rifts big, right? Like, there's no way that it's one walk to the base and back, right? But didn't they mention that Black Cleaver unique passive effects in patch notes? Okay, so it is, but they didn't mention it? Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that is super awesome. Bloodthirster. Bloodthirster is once again leaving the crit system and going back to simpler roosts. Does it have its stacking AD back? Please tell me. Like, that was so cool when I first started League. Pickaxe, Scepter, BF Sword, 325 gold. Total cost unchanged. 80 AD. No longer grants extra AD above 70%. Converts excess healing from lifesteal into a shield. Oh, wow. So they're going back to season 5? Was it 5 or 6 when it was Enchanter meta? Seems good on Viego. Maybe. Maybe. Crit chance removed. I know Viego likes a little bit of crit. That's why he goes Kraken. So I don't know if he's willing to invest to this much for AD. I could be wrong though. I haven't played Viego since he came out, so. Build path. BF Sword, Serrated Dirk, and Cloak of Agility. So this has changed. 100 gold more, 5 more AD, 1 less lethality, 25% crit chance. Seems pretty good. And this is why Solar Baka was put on... Wait! Did they... Oh, no. Okay. Nope, so this is why Solar Baka was doom and gloom on Twitter. Sheen, Caulfield's Warhammer, Cloak. That was the old build path. BF Sword, Caulfield's Cloak. They removed Sheen from Essence Reaver after all these years. They also added 300 gold to it. Basic attacks refund 15 plus 10% AD mana on hit. I don't think anyone cares about this effect. I feel like 2% back on hit was fine enough. 25 to be in line with everything. 5 more ability hastes, 5 more AD. This killed GP. Like, he can't go Sheen early game anymore. And that's very unfortunate. I saw Solar Baka going Triforce, so maybe that's back. But 07s to all the GP players out there. I also saw this item getting clowned on Twitter. Pickaxe, Cloak, Vamp, Pickaxe, Noon Quiver. Noon Quiver is one of the best items in the game. Total cost unchanged. In line with the crit. 5 more 80. Oh. Removing the lifesteal from Shield Bow will allow it to fit as a 3rd/4th item in round of crit builds and offer a defensive choice that's not sustain based. The whole point of Immortal's Shield Bow was that it was a defensive choice that was sustain based. Huh? This is very interesting. H2O break, I got you. Yeah, this is sad. Infinity Edge. Total costs up by 100 crit chance. Wow, 80 AD for 100 gold. That's really awesome. Removed from the game. Okay. Something had to have replaced this, right? Noon Quiver, Cloak, Recurve. 400. I'm gonna try to go through these items a bit faster, because, like, they're really interesting, but, like, obviously I don't play a lot of the characters that build these. Extra move speed. Every character in the game loves move speed except Yumi, so 1080, more attack speed, bring it down to enemy, deals additional physical on hit, increasing hitting. Every 3rd attack deals additional physical on hit, increasing when hitting lower health targets. Okay, so as an execute. Orin upgrades 10% more. Nice. Small PSA. I believe it's next patch. They are removing Orin's unique items, and they're just letting you upgrade whatever's in your ally's first slot and giving it 1,000 worth of gold. Like, stats worth 1,000 gold. Lord Dom's 5%. 5% plus 5 no longer deals increased damage. This passive did not really matter. So these are really nice. Quicksilver, Cloak, Pickaxe to Quicksilver, Pickaxe, Vamp. Cost is 300 more? Why? No one was even completing this item. You would get Quicksilver and sit. The crit chance is removed and 10% lifesteal. This item looks complete dog. Like, this looks terrible. This is complete bait. Just stick with the cloak. Mortal is getting a bigger crit chance. Okay. So this removes Navori Quickblade. Navori is getting a new name, an icon. It still provides one iconic cooldown reduction mechanics, but will now have live as attack speed item, typically paired with big ticket 80 item. You have Sword, Caulfields to Dagger, Zeal's Dagger. Interesting. Cost is down by 700. 5% up, cooldown Refund up by 3 movement speed, attack speed. Wow. I saw this on Twitter. If Ashe is constantly hitting either minions or jungle monsters or enemy champs, she can throw out 2 E's in a row. And that sounds disgusting. And it's very, very toxic to play against. I think, what was his name? Maybe Drakthar? It's that Ezreal OTP. I forget his name. If you know who I'm talking about, obviously you know. You can write in the comments below, because I know this is going to be a YouTube video. Longsword Dagger, Longsword 300 gold, Longsword Cloak of Agility. Ew. What? Basic attacks now deal 20... They remove... Wow, what did they do to this item? Wow, this was one of the best items in the game. And now it has Cloak of Agility, which is probably one of the worst components in the game if you're not Gangplank or Yasuo or Yun. Wow, they killed one of the best AD items of all time. And like, obviously, like, this will be fine to play with because, like, look at all the items it builds into now. But I'm just saying, past Noon Quiver is so much better than this. Phantom Dancer. Zeal. Retrix. This is the movement speed thing that gives 2080. To Dagger, Zeal, Dagger. 200 gold less. Movement speed up by 2. Crit chance to 580. This looks really good. 20 AD was not that much to begin with, so getting rid of it for double the attack speed and more movement speed is super awesome. And you have to spend less gold on it. RFC, Build Path, Longsword, Zeal, Kinetic, Seal, Scouts, Slingshot. We haven't gotten to that yet, but it's 400 gold cheaper. They removed the AD. Maybe Akshan cares about the AD and Jinx. But I feel like they are going to have fun with this attack speed. Runons. Bow Zeal 1000. Zeal Slingshots 600. Or 200 gold cheaper. They lost the on hit. Bolt damage increased by 15%. Remember when they were... Whoa. Didn't know that was a button. Remember when they tried to make that... make this for melee champs? Like, that was crazy. Just seeing, like, Master Ying Braum with it on PvE. Like, I don't know what they were cooking. Okay, we'll try to go a bit faster. Noon Quiver, Agility, Slingshots, removed the crit chance, 10 more attack speed. Oh yeah, so they made Static Shiv only activate on a minion kill or a champion. I don't know who's gonna build this, maybe Zeri. But just so long as LeBlanc can stop building it, I'm fine with it. Stormrazor gone. Or parting ways with Stormrazor again this split. In an attempt to streamline the energy system. Okay. Terminus. This is apparently the item that makes 80 Varus top good again. Or on-hit Varus top good again. Bow, BF Bow, 300. Heartbound Axe Bow, 1000 gold. Total cost unchanged. 5 less. Okay, so you can get to your max stacks faster with the attack speed, and then the 580 is pretty negligible. New recipe. Total cost is unchanged. Brutalizer. Shard. Brutalizer long. Okay. This is new. I'll read this a little bit more. Our goal with this is to add an additional option to 80 crit users that enable to keep them building offensively while only choosing 1 or 0 attack speed options this game. So is Samira item. Or Jhin. Yeah, Jhin too. Or those can quickly deal multiple crits. Pickaxe Noon, 950 gold, 3200 cost, 25 crits, 65 AD passive. Critical strikes deal 35% total AD damage, physical over 2. Okay, it's Jin meta. Could you guys imagine getting fourth shotted on low HP? You live by about like 100 AD, or sorry, 100 HP. And then this burns you for the rest. Or he has Collector too, and you get burned below the 5% threshold, and you just die. Like, this is Jin. Jin is cooking. Okay, this next thing is like a really cool thing they're doing with boots. For anyone that played old League of Legends, there used to be this thing called enchantments, and you could let your boots give you movement speed on hit, out of combat movement speed. You get the home guard effect, because the home guard effect didn't exist in the base back then. It existed on your boots. Stuff like that. Or just like extra flat movement speed, but it was way less than all these other enchantments that I was speaking about. Oh, and also there was one that let your Ghost, TP, and Flash come off CD faster. Like, that was a pretty cool one. Anyways, so this is a really cool thing they're doing, because this opens the door for them to potentially do this with other boots. And I think that would be really cool for hyper late game, where instead of selling like your boots for like a Lich Bane or a Phantom Dancer, you build into one of these items. But what Zephyr does is it costs 3,100 gold total. Basically just 2,000, because you're going to have Berserker Greaves if you're in ADC. And it's going to give you 45 attack speed and 45 MS. And you gain 5 MS for 6 seconds, stacking up to 15. I don't think this is an item that you'll build until hyper late game as your final item. But this is just a really cool concept that they're trying out. And I would love to see this on, like, Sorc shoes or Ionian boots. Like, this is really awesome, and a cool thing that they're testing out. I don't know if it's OP, but this is interesting and fun, and I like it. Heartbound Axe costs 150 gold more for dagger, longsword, dagger to longsword, dagger, longsword. Okay. Plus 5 AD, less attack speed. That seems in line. The extra 100 on top of that also kind of sucks, but 150 gold, not the biggest deal. Because, guys, was there a champion in the game that would rush Heartbound Axe? Because from what I can remember up top, all the Heartbound Axe items have the same cost still? Don't think so? Okay. Yeah, so like this will suck to complete the Heartbound Axe, but to complete a full item that comes from Heartbound, it is the same. Aww. Recurve Bow's back to physical. Is it still on Nashor's then? Darius? Yeah, I guess. Nice, a Darius nerf. Let's go. Do that 4 more times. Okay, this was the item that they were talking about earlier. Dagger and 600 gold, so it costs 900 for 20 attack speed. That's really bad. What's this? Damaging a champion deals an additional 40. Attacks reduce this cooldown by 1 second. So this isn't energy. What's the cooldown of it? Like, why wouldn't they say the cooldown? Because I can't really talk about this without knowing how much 1 second is. Like, if this is 10 seconds... like, that's good. Because you just hit some minions and then it's back up. Emo got his own personal item. Yeah, if this is a lower CD... around like the 15 to 10 second range, this is really strong. If it's at around 40 to 60 seconds, this is just the attack speed version of Hextech Alternator. Seal has extra crit chance to be in line with all the changes. That sucks. Dagger was already a meh item to get in your inventory, and now it's worse. Slightly adjusting the gold value of attack speed to now feel more comfortable adding to stats on in-games. Yeah, this sucks. Small and very insignificant Gwen nerf here. Very small, very insignificant. Also, recurve bow having magical to physical, that is also a nerf because almost every champ in the game has vastly more armor on level up and base rather than MR. So this is going to be dealing less damage. That being said, if you're up against a top laner that's stacking MR and you recall and you have to sit on this for a bit, this is technically going to do better, but you guys see what I mean. Summoner spells, this is tragic. Losing 5 seconds and 30 seconds. On Twitter, this was 13 seconds and 30 seconds more. And they didn't think it would be enough. This is a hit to Gwen, hit to Darius, hit to Nasus. Very sad, but Ghost has been OP for probably the past year. Ghost felt rough today. I tested it on PvE for a couple of games. I didn't notice it. What this does, okay? This makes it so you have to use Ghost at the proper time. The reason that Ghost was super, super OP, and I'm quoting Tyler 1, is because there's no wrong time to use it. You can use it to get to the fight faster, and you still have 8 seconds left, right? Now you have to think ahead. You have to use it when you get into the fight, or you have to use it to get to the fight faster, but you won't have Ghost for that fight. And this just makes you use your brain with Ghost, because 15 seconds, very, very long. Cleanse up by 30, and then Tenacity increased by 10%. It's crazy they saw Cleanse being OP. I haven't seen Cleanse in a very long time, so... Honestly, no. I see Cleanse. This is more of a bot laner rune, so... This is to give you more time as like a Thresh or a Nautilus to engage. And to try to get a kill with Ignite, because that you can cleanse Ignite. Okay, Exhaust also up by 30. So this doesn't feel as bad then, since they're shooting all the other summoner spells. Except Barrier. I saw this, I think Heal is still better, and I think Ghost is still better than Heal. This is just a Warwick top change. I don't think any other character in the game will be taking Barrier, but I could be wrong. 40% slow though. Yeah, they did get a compensation buff as well as Cleanse. But, I mean, there's so much movement speed creep in the game that this is just gonna be in line now. Take Barrier on Lux mid. I always took TP. Or Ignite. Range 826 champion edge to 900 to champions. Yeah, this is this is old League of Legends. Just random numbers. Just random ranges. So it's just yeah. Okay, cool. Predator removed. That's fine, no one was using it. Goodbye Hashinshin. What? Who said that? Not me. Hail of Blades. Attack speed 110% to 80% to 110% for melee. I think I said melee here, but I meant to say range. Just toning it down for ADCs, so things like Kaisa hate this. This is very sad to see go. Not many people knew how OP this was, and the few people that did had a lot of fun with this, because this was really fun to build on Pantheon. Shen. Honestly, a lot of top laners just love this. Volibear. Jarvan, I think. I forget what items he abused on this. I think it was just Sundered Sky as well. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is a lot of champions could abuse this. A lot of players did not take this. Still get Mastery in ARAM? No. I don't think you do. I could be wrong about that, but I don't play ARAMs. Sudden impact. I know about this change. So they got rid of the armor pen and lethality. Or sorry, magic pen and lethality. And just gave you flat true damage like cheap shot. I think this is a really cool change and can enable like a lane bully playstyle for Gwen. Apparently it's bugged right now, so you can't see the 10-second CD, but I think we can all count to 10 in our heads in laning phase. And then once you get auto laning phase, you don't really pay attention to this all too much, because it's only going to deal 80 at level 18, right? So it's just a strong early game rune if you can't enable cheap shot. But obviously it does scale way worse than Sudden Impact used to. Relentless Hunter, auto combat movement speed, you just don't get a starting set of it anymore. That's totally fine. Junglers, I think, will still take this and enjoy it. Lethal Tempo's gone! I'm really happy about this. Trinamir can't use this anymore, Yone can't, Yasuo can't. I won't get comments anymore asking to play Lethal Tempo Gwen or my thoughts on it, because since day one of Gwen's release, this was a bad rune. Riot had to make a post in their patch notes saying, please stop taking Lethal Tempo, take Conqueror instead. And I was the only one that said that Lethal Tempo was bad on Gwen. And it's so good to see this thing gone, because I'll never have to play this ever again. Okay, Lethal Tempo. Hitting an enemy champion with 3 consecutive hits. Okay, this is the old one. We all know what this does. Hitting an enemy champion with 3 hits. Deals, based on level, yep, bonus, adaptive, and amplifies your damage by 8% until you leave combat. So instead of lasting for 6 seconds, it's until you leave combat. So this can potentially work for Gwen, like potentially, like we can test it sometime this week. I don't think this will be good. I think it will just be a fun thing to try. But this is a really good change for things like Pantheon, Twitch. Because, like, they want to proc this, and now they can stay in the fight, and they don't have to leave once they pressed all their buttons. They can just keep nickel and diming them down. Overheal's gone, sad to see it go, but it wasn't really used that much. Absorb to life. This is why I think Yasuo is in an amazing spot, and potentially Yone too. Basically, you can run this mid lane. You pick mid lane Yasuo, you go Fleet Footwork, this rune, second wind, start with Doron Shield. There is not a character in the game that can bully you out of lane at that point. You can play super dumb. Even Akali 2 can do this. You can play super dumb, you can take full combos, and then you can just last hit under your tower, use Doran Shield second wind to heal back to full with the fleet, and you'll always have full HP. This is super, super strong. Tenacity removed. I don't know why they did this. This is very weird that they shot Unflinching a few patches ago, and now they got rid of Tenacity as a whole in the runes. Minus, like, the little sub-rune, but, like, no one really takes that. So, I think it kind of forces us to try and take it now, based on team comps, but this is very, very scary to see go. CC buff is never good. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. It forces you to buy Merc Treads, or it forces you to take that little Tenacity rune. Replaced with haste. So this is just a stacking haste effect. I looked on Twitter. Zach really likes this. I don't know about any other champs, but I know Zach players are cheering with joy. Also, the tenacity being gone means that his E's a little bit better. So, cut down changes. I didn't know about this. 5 to 15% except true damage. Yup. Bonus. You deal 8% increased damage except true to champions above 60%. I don't know if this is good or not. Bonus scaling up Enemies with 10% health. I actually don't have an opinion on this because I'm not really sure if this is good. Heal slightly reduced from 10 to 130 to 8 to 110, but the movement speed is increased. This is just a buff. Movement speed is always valuable. 2 HP gets fixed here with 1 last hit at level 1. So that strategy I'm talking about is really, really strong, and you have a little bit more movement speed. Font of Life, they shot this. Slowing and mobilizing enemy heals you and a nearby ally. 10 to 50 HP. 70% for range users. 20-second CD. I don't know why there's a CD on it. I really don't know why there's a CD on it. Like, they ruined this rune. Inspiration Tree. This is the saddest thing in the entire patch. No more Futures Market. I might make in my own dedicated video about how huge Futures Market and cashback is. Like, how big of a difference this makes. Because I think this is very bad. Or no, we'll talk about it now. It's very sad to see this go. The reason that Futures Market was really, really, really good is because you got to invest in gold you did not have. You got to build to your components in your first item faster at the cost of 50 gold. Skipping an entire minion wave and just going into debt is super huge, right? Because you get to fix your recalls. Usually you want to recall on a strong reset, so you want to get boots finished, you want to get Nashers complete, you want to get like a Haunting Guys or something. So theoretically you run Futures Market, you get the item, you eat the 50 gold because you just invested in 150 now, so later you lose 50, which is totally fine. Cashback does not do anything for you. You get 6% back after finishing a legendary item. To put that into perspective, an item that costs 3,000 gold, you get 180 gold back, which sounds amazing, but this does not fix your recalls. It makes bad recalls happen. Because you complete your Nashers at 0 gold. You get bumped up to, I think it's 200, because I think Nashers cost 3,100 or something. You complete it, what do? Buy a refill pot? Why? It's 9 minutes in the game. You don't need refill pot anymore. Laning phase is going to end in a few minutes. Mid-game's about to start. And then it's like, oh, I'll just delay my recall and then get boots with this. It's like, but now you're delaying yourself by a minion wave. The reason Futures Market was good is because you got to skip out on that wave and still get your item. Now you're saying you have to stay a wave later to get value for the cashback? Like, this is horrible. This is super, super bad. And it sucks because people didn't even utilize this rune to its fullest potential in pro player any rank. The only one that really like paraded around with this rune was LS, and everyone, like the people that don't like LS, just will throw away his opinions. But like this rune is beautiful, and it's sad to see it go for this dog item or dog rune. Minion Dematerializer removed from the game. Goodbye the boss FFS, but not really because we talked about the new Scion item. Jack of all trades. I'm a little unsure as to what and who is supposed to do and take with this. So PTA basically not a single target, but amplifies your damage to all targets. Yeah, like that's super good on Twitch. Like you open up as Twitch, you one-shot someone, the PTA procs, and then you have recurve bow and you're just shooting everyone. But Jack of all trades, a new rune. For each unique stat you have purchased, get a stacking bonus, 1 ability haste per stack. At 5 stacks, 10 adaptive, at 10, 25. So how my brain imagines this. You buy Gnasher's Tooth. It gives you ability haste, attack speed, and AP. So it gives you 3 stacks. So 3 ability haste. And then you recall for boots. Like, let's say steel caps. You get armor and movement speed. That gives you 5. Right? So that enables you to get the 10-8 adaptive force, which is worth 200 gold AP and what is it, 175 for 80? No, 350 for 80. Who even wants this Kaisa? Maybe. That being said, I don't think runes that provide adaptive force work towards Kaisa's evolutions. I play Kaisa a lot, and Eyeball Collection does not work for her evolutions, so I don't know if this will. But this is interesting. It gives you about 400 gold value worth of AP and 800 around worth of AD. So, like, this is cool, and you get the ability haste. Honestly, the more I read this, the more I like it. I want to test this now. That seems interesting. I don't know why they kept this in the game. Time Warp Tonic only worked on one character, and that was Poppy. Why did it work on Poppy? Oh, because she took Corruption Potion. Corruption Potion is out of the game. Why do we have this rune? No longer reduces healing of potions. Teehee. And that's funny that it did reduce healing. It reduced the healing of potions, by the way. Upfront healing to 40%. Remove bonus movement speed. What? Why? What? Was this too OP? Are we really scared of a Time Warp Tonic meta? I also read on Twitter somewhere that biscuits no longer work with this. But I don't know if that's true or not. Like, why do we have this rune? Why is Riot so invested in a rune that one character built because they built Corruption Potion? I never used this rune. No champion in the game used this rune other than Poppy. But as we've stated, Corruption Potion's gone. Poppy's not going to take this anymore. Why does this exist? Alright, First Strike. This was the other thing I tested on PBE, and this makes me really excited for laning phase First Strike. Basically, you get triple the initial gold on hit. So instead of 5 gold, you get 15. That's a caster minion. Just every time you hit it, a caster minion. Plus 8% of damage dealt to 4%. And then the damage amp is up to by 1%. So basically what this means is instead of 100 gold or 100% gold for melee champs, it's 50%. Instead of 70, it's 35%. But you get a little bump up, so it's a little bit higher than 50% and a little bit higher than 35. That is total, like, this is totally fine. Because gold matters early. You want to get to your components fast and efficiently. That's why I talk so much about this change. Because getting your stuff early is really, really good. And getting it later... Oh, sorry. And getting it later is really, really bad. So, this is really awesome for champions that want to be early game bullies. Because I might even test this on Pantheon. You run First Strike, and you wait for your sudden impact to come off CD. You all in, combo them, walk out, and you just trade back and forth. And against things like Fiora and Camille that have very telegraphed trade patterns, you trade in to them at the same time. You proc your First Strike, and you get gold. So you're just working towards your items faster than the opponent, so long as you're keeping even CS. Like, this is really, really awesome. Alright, and that is all the changes. Alright.